Yo, what is up, guys? I'm Drip Skylark, and this is MLB The Show 25. Today, we'll be taking over the Long Beach Catfish. And if you take a look at our roster, we have a lot of work to do. We are going to be bad this year. I'll see you guys at the draft. So before we actually head into the draft, look it, we got to win this year. It gave me a chance to hop in this game. We were down 2-1 in the bottom of the ninth, and Joe Random hit a walk-off. Alright, but we are ready to draft. I'm doing this blind. I didn't do any scouting. I want to come into a fresh random team, so this could be a terrible draft. Alright, this is the guy we want with our 5th pick. First overall, Doug Littner. Alright, 2 pitchers off the board. We have our pick. Steve Hillman's our highest ranked guy. I'm going Steve Hillman. I'm going my gut. It's crazy. Go with the center fielder. He's 22. He can come in right away. It sucks he might only have 83 potential. He's a good lefty bat. He'll be in the lineup right away is what I like about him. Or do we go potential Adam Chandler? But he sucks at everything. I'm going my gut. Frederico. Alright, so I'm pretty sure everybody on our board is still here. This kid looks pretty good, but I take him next round. Oh, he's still around? I'm going Peter Florentino. Dave Peters looks like he's going to be good. I'd rather draft Dave Peters. So we have nobody on our board left by round 4. I'm taking this first baseman, dude. I want this guy flying around. I'm drafting him. I don't care. Paul Alola. Welcome to the team, bro. Alright, that's going to be our draft. I am just the worst at drafting. Steve Hillman, 51 overall, 67 potential. Valenzuela, 74 potential, 66 overall. Florentino sucks. Peters, oh my god. Edgar Chauson, 52 overall, 22 years old, but 84 potential. So we definitely have to scout next year. This year, I'm fine with a bunch of bums. A few of these guys might actually make the team. We won 1 game last year, but the good thing, there are 0 players coming back on our 40-man roster. So we get to start from scratch. Now, it would be easy in free agency if I could sign all these guys. I could sign Vlad Guerrero, Kyle Tucker right now, and we could just win very easily. But one thing I'm going to do for this challenge is that I can only sign players rated below 150. So I'm just going to show you some of the guys that are still around. So some weak guys: Brian Simmons, Carlos Santana at 39 years old. So I might be able to get 1 or 2 guys this season that might be able to help me out in the start. But this rebuild is going to be mostly through the draft and the Rule 5 draft. Okay, so after free agency, we have 15 guys on the 40-man roster. The best guy we got was the relief pitcher, Sir Anthony Dominguez. I think he's probably going to be our closer next year. I moved Giancarlo from a relief pitcher to a starting pitcher, and he's up to a 69 overall. Some other notable names: Jose Iglesias, JD Martinez, Ben Gamel, and the boy Dom Smith. So we're going to have a lot of spots for the Rule 5 draft. I'm going to grab whoever looks appealing to me. Alright, so time for the draft lottery. I'm sure we get the number 1 pick, right? Number 7! Oh my god. Wow, we got screwed. One place we do have the first pick is the Rule 5 draft. For our first pick, Hunter Barco's here. He has B potential. It's kind of crazy they left him. I always need lefties in my rotation. It feels like I always draft righties. And when we move him to a starter, I think he's going to look really good. I feel like I have free reign to grab whoever now. Another guy I'm looking at is Ryan Ward. He's going to be a good bat in the lineup. I'm going to make one more pick, and then I'll show you guys all the players we drafted after the draft. For my last pick, I'm going to take Reese McGuire. He's probably going to platoon with somebody with some better defense, but we're going to need a lefty bat in the lineup. So after the Rule 5 draft, we're up to 31 men on the 40-man roster. Some notable names are JT Chargeois. He had a 2.23 ERA last year. Tyler Alexander, who I moved to a starting pitcher, and he's up to a 76 overall. And we got some young guys who hopefully can hold their own this year and dissolve into our farm system when they get replaced. One guy I forgot to mention I picked up is Dylan Heed. He's a knuckleballer. I just had to bring him in. I like the combo of Chargeois and Dominguez. So our spring training was really promising. We actually finished 12-13. Omar De Los Santos batted .643. Sadly, it was a pretty weak spring training for Valenzuela. ERA, Dylan Heed. That knuckleball's not working, brother. And Tyler Alexander looked like a stud, so I extended him. I think I'm going to give Dominguez an extension too, but that's going to be about it. So this is going to be the lineup for year 1. This is against right-handed pitchers. Jose Iglesias leading off. Ryan Ward at the 2. Ben Gamel. Dom Smith at cleanup. JD Martinez. David Boat. Reese McGuire. Miguel Rojas. And Omar De Los Santos. He went nuclear in spring training, so I thought, why not? Against lefties, we have Valenzuela in there. And Brennan Malone in to give us a little speed for Dom Smith. Pitching rotation, our aces Tyler Alexander, Hunter Barco, John Patton, our rookie Giancarlo Gonzalez, and Brian Mata. Zach Weber's going to be our long reliever. And hopefully Chargebois and Dominguez can carry us to some wins. And how poetic, our first game is against the Rockies. I'm going to quick sim this game. Let's see if we can get a win. Oh, a home run off Tyler Alexander. Hopefully this lineup does its work. 2-run homer. Oh, wow. 2 runs in, 1 run in. The lineup's not looking too bad. Wow. 8 runs. Our bullpen better not throw this away. The Catfish have defeated the Rockies 8-2. Our first win in team history comes in our first game in team history. Oh, yeah. Our ace, Tyler Alexander, pitched 7 innings. Omar De Los Santos carried it over from spring training. A home run, a double, 4 RBIs. That was an electric first game. Hopefully that's a sign of more things to come. There's not much room for adjustments to be made, so I will see you guys with our record at the draft and who I've scouted. So we're a day out from the draft, and it could definitely be worse. We have 29 wins. We've really had bad injuries this season. Ben Gamel's injured right now. Reese McGuire's been injured for about half the season, and he's probably our most productive hitter. Ryan Ward, another semi-productive hitter. He's been out for half the season. I threw Dave Peters in the lineup just to get some power in there. Nobody's hitting the ball well anyways. And the worst of it all, Tyler Alexander, who's been putting together a great season. He's been out with shoulder separation for a while now. We get him back in 10 days, luckily. A 3.3 ERA for him, that's awesome. We need him back in our rotation. 6 wins on this terrible team. At the midseason, JD Martinez leading with 13 home runs. Pablo Alienado hasn't gotten that many at-bats, but he still has 6 home runs. He's going to be nice for the future. Jose Iglesias batting .283 with 34 RBIs. But the star of the show has been Sir Anthony Dominguez. I'm assuming Anthony Dominguez is going to be our all-star. I did some scouting, so hopefully the draft won't be as rough as last year, but there's no promises. Okay, I got all my guys queued up. It's time to start this draft. One thing I realized when I was looking at all those guys is I really suck at scouting, so I don't even know if it's going to be better than the last one. Wow, a lot of starting pitchers went. I think both of the guys I want are left. I really want that guy, Martin Joseph, next round. I drafted a center field last year. Center fielder's by far the best prospect on the board. This guy's the best prospect on the board. Can't overthink it. Please be there, the second baseman that I wanted. Yes, he is. I'm going to draft him now. Not overthinking it. Martin Joseph. Let's check out what we got for position players. I mean, do I just draft first baseman? He looks really good. I'm drafting that first baseman, Steve Ullman. Now I'm going to start looking at our discovery guys. Taking Todd Ryder here. He was definitely disgusting. I can't mess around any longer. I take Jung. Okay, the first decent draft in franchise history. Fred Rockwell, he's a center fielder, so luckily he can stay in the minors for a little bit. But he looks pretty good. Martin Joseph looks good. He's going to be on the main squad right away, probably. With those batting stats, he could even be leading off. Steve Ullman could potentially get there. 81 potential is not terrible. Todd Ryder, we got some power and some speed in this draft. And some contact with guys like Todd Harper. David Jung, our discovery shortstop, has an 87 potential. We're at 37 and 75. I'll see you at the end of the season. So we finished this season with 50 wins. Could be better, could be worse. Around where I thought we would be. So our rookie center fielder actually led us an average with 277. Jose Iglesias, 270. Not too much power on this team outside of David Boat. Valenzuela actually played well enough to get your rookie of the year. I wasn't really expecting that with only 6 home runs. Ryan Ward also came in third with pretty weak stats, so there must have not been a lot of rookies. Pitching, Sir Anthony Dominguez, 2.09 ERA. He was an all-star, of course. He played awesome. Tyler Alexander, 3.02 ERA. He's going to be around for a little bit. We're not going to be paying anything to anybody for a while, so this salary was nothing to pay for me. JT Chargebois, all right, we're going to keep him around. Justin Patton was our worst starting pitcher. Surprisingly, he salvaged his ERA. He's at a 4.02. 4.24 for Giancarlo. He's only getting better. Hunter Barco, sadly, not looking great. And yikes, Brian Mata. I'm just going to re-sign everybody. There's not much to do for this offseason. I'll show you the guys I plucked from outside the top 150, and we'll get on to the Rule 5 draft. Tyler Wells went 3-1 with the 3.81 last year. We'll bring him in. We had 3 signings to make the 40-man roster this offseason. The first is Tyler Kinley. He's a closing pitcher. I don't know how him and Sir Anthony Dominguez was going to work. I thought he was too good to pass up on. Similar to these two guys, Austin Slater and Ty France. I don't know how they're going to work, but they were too good to pass up on. Okay, time for the draft lottery again. And we dropped to 4 this year. terrible. We were only 9 games behind the White Sox. So we're going to have 10 spots open for the second Rule 5 draft. I want to pick Trey Morgan because we can renew him next year. He's 24 years old with a B potential that could really help out our roster. My second pick is kind of a no-brainer. We really need help in the bullpen. Eric Miller had a 3.22 ERA last year. He's got a B potential. He's 29 years old, and he's a lefty. I think he's going to be a really good ad. Ronel Blanco's 33 with a D potential, but he is 76 overall. With the addition of him, we'll have a pretty full starting 5, and I don't think we'll ever have to see Brian Mata again. For our last pick, I think Nathan Martorella is going to be a perfect platoon bat with Vukovic, and that's going to be it for the second Rule 5 draft. We won some games again this spring, 13-12. A 352 average for Ed Howard, 25 hits. He's going to be our everyday shortstop, so hopefully he improves. This is the lineup for year 2. Valenzuela leading off. Martin Joseph at the 2. Ryan Ward and David Boat cleaning up. Ty France, Austin Slater, Reese McGuire, Nathan Motorola, and Ed Howard. Versus lefties, you got Ben Gamel in the lineup, Pablo Alienado, and AJ Vukovic. Our pitching rotation is pretty stacked for year 2. Tyler Alexander's your ace. You got Ronel Blanco, Giancarlo, Tyler Wells, and John Patton. Hunter Barco coming out of the pen. Shintaro was good last year. Chargeois was good last year. And he's got some stuff to work on. Newly acquired Tyler Kinney and Eric Miller setting up. And Sir Anthony Dominguez, he's a beast. At the All-Star break of year 2, we're 38-57. Looking at the player stats, Ben Gamel's on fire. Martin Joseph has 21 stolen bases halfway through the season. I moved him up to our leadoff spot. Ty France with some power, 9 home runs, 50 RBIs. Ryan Ward with 15 home runs, only batting .238 though. And Ed Howard has been stinking it up. We need an upgrade at shortstop. Tyler Alexander is a stud, 2.26 ERA. John Patton, 4.13. I moved him up to the 2. I might move him back down to the 5. Blanco's been stinking it up. That's why I moved up Patton. The bullpen's alright. And Dominguez, he's going to be an all-star again. Okay, I have all my guys queued up. I want one of these 3. Carmen Alonso, Chavez, and Raul Lopez. I have a 4th pick in mind too, but I think somebody's going to take a picture. Juan Carlo Chavez. Ricky Kell, a pitcher. Let's go. It's between these 2. Still good power. We might shock everybody. We're going to go Carmen Alonso, the 11th ranked draft prospect, over the number 1 ranked draft prospect in the same position. We're even defying the scouting department. We are at pick 40, and I know we just drafted a first baseman, but Raul Lopez is still here. We have to do it. It's between Donjay Robinson and Steven Manzo right now. I think Steven Manzo will be able to play next year, but his potential's terrible and he's 23, so this is all we're really going to get out of him. Then again, Donjay Robinson could just be terrible. Steven Manzo's the best left fielder left. There's a shortstop in front of Donjay Robinson. We're up in 9 picks. Hopefully there's not a run on shortstops. Well, there was a run on shortstops. There's no shortstops left. Bruce Gardner's my backup plan. He can play shortstop. He looks like a good hitter, good fielder. Archie Katz is really the last position player left on my board. For my last pick, I'm taking 18-year-old Ray Pickett. Hopefully he can get this good. Sanglin, sign. No. With the 4th pick, the Catfish passed on the number 1 overall prospect, and in return they got Carmen Alonso, 89 potential. They circled back around and drafted Raul Lopez. It was meant to be, 89 potential. We knew Steve Manzo was going to have weak potential, but it looks like he could crack the rotation early. Bruce Garner looks good, 76 potential. Archie Katz is actually a decent bat. At the end of year 2, we actually had a really promising year, 69-93 is our record. Our rookie Martin Joseph was at leadoff and led the league in triples. He was also an all-star for us. And unsurprisingly, he takes home the Rookie of the Year with a .280 average, 11 home runs, and 58 RBIs. Ryan Ward led the team in homers with 21, followed by Ty France with 20, Martin Joseph with 11, and Ben Gamel with 10. We need to add some power to this team. 34 stolen bases for Martin Joseph. Ben Gamel batted .288. Martin Joseph at .280. Valenzuela at .270, and everybody else was just average to subpar. Ed Howard, 195 at 365 at-bats. Yeah, that's not great. I brought up David Jung in September, and he didn't disappoint, 324 average. I want to start him in the minors next year, but he could get the call up early. Tyler Alexander went 2.25. I'm surprised he didn't get Cy Young. Eric Miller looked good out of the pen, and he's only 29 years old. Another solid year from Dominguez. Chargeois bounced back. Kinley looked alright. And the rest of our starters, not as good. John Patton, actually another solid season for him. Tyler Wells, disappointing, 4.76. but he still is getting better. Ronel Blanco, a weak 5.20. 4-22. Giancarlo, an expected 6.35. And it might be time to give up on Hunter Barco soon. I'm looking for another starting pitcher in the Rule 5 draft this year, and maybe a shortstop. Slater had a good year last year, but he is 35, so we're going to let him walk. David Boat is 34, regressing a little bit, and really took a step back from his 18 home runs a year ago. The only notable guys I got in free agency was Antonio Zandella and Tristan Gray, who might start out the year in the majors. Draft lottery, we have pick 8, and we get pick 8. In this draft, I'm mainly looking for a bullpen arm and a shortstop. Zach Jackson is here. He looks pretty good. There aren't many options at shortstop. I'm hoping Garrett Howe is still around in the second round. I'm going to move him to shortstop. But I really can't pass up on Zach Jackson. We're going to draft him right now. And in the second round, Garrett Howe is still around. You can see I moved Ty France to third base because we really need his bat in the lineup. But first base is just cluttered with prospects right now, including Ryan Ward, who led the team in homers last year. That being said, I do see Nick Kurtz here. I really do want to develop these guys in the minors as long as I can. I know Ryan Ward's a lefty, but Nick Kurtz, welcome to the team. Our next pick is going to be Garrett Howe, of course. I really could use one more roster spot for a catcher, but nobody here's too good. So we're going to roll out Liam Hicks as our backup catcher next year. But next year, I need some of the guys who are bad, like Hunter Barco and Giancarlo Gonzalez, to develop in the minor leagues. So I'm going to bring in Owen White. He's 28. I'm going to move him to starting pitcher. And that is a full 40-man roster for the Catfish. For spring training, this is our depth chart in Season 3. It's a whole lot of red out there. But don't let that fool you. I think we had 69 wins last year, and we're only getting better. This is the lineup for spring training. We got both rookies out there, Carmen Alonso and Raul Lopez against righties. The pitching rotation looks much improved this year. It's going to give us the ability to send down Hunter Barco and Giancarlo. And we can only pray that Tyler Alexander stays in the same form he's been in. Like I said, this team is sneaky good. We went 14-11 in spring training. For player stats, Trey Morgan, 435. 409 for Steve Ullman. One of these guys could make final roster cuts as our lefty. Liam Hicks hit well against righties. I love to see that. Carmen Alonso and Raul Lopez, our first and second round picks, both had very similar stats. Garrett Howe didn't do great, unfortunately. But David Jung definitely didn't take the job from him. Alright, I'm going to cut down the roster and I'm going to show you guys what we got. Martin Joseph leading off. Valenzuela at 2. Ben Gamble. Ty France at cleanup. Ryan Moore DHing. Liam Hicks at catcher against righties. One of our Rule 5 picks, Garrett Howe. Rookie Steve Manzo. And our other Rule 5 pick, Nick Kurtz. Against lefties, we're bringing in Vukovic, Ryan Spikes, who we picked up out of free agency, Pablo Eliendo, and hoping to see a resurging Ed Howard at the 9. For our rotation, we have Alexander, Owen White, Blanco, Tyler Wells, and John Patton. And our new free agent acquisition is long reliever. Fujinami's been alright for us. Zach Jackson will hopefully be good. And we also picked up Brock Burke out of free agency. And Tyler Kenny and Eric Miller setting up for Sir Anthony Dominguez. I think we overperformed last year, so it's going to be interesting to see where this team stands this year. 4 games into the season, Garrett Howe is out for 2 to 3 months. Tristan Gray was my break glass in case of emergency free agent signing this offseason. And we're going to add him to the 40-man roster and move him straight to the MLB. I just want to give David Jung more time. One reason I'm hesitant on bringing our young guys up is because I thought we were going to be absolutely putrid this year, and that's what we are. I think I've seen enough of Ben Gamble for the time being. We're going to slot Ryan Spikes in here. But we're going to see what he can do this season. He's our only guy who's hot right now. And Ed Howard's going to go to the bench. Alright ratings for him. It just is not coming together. David Jung batting .310 in AAA. If he keeps it up, he'll be up on the main roster by the end of next month. Carmen Alonso batting well. I was expecting a step down, but not necessarily like this. We're going to be doing this trade with the Red Sox. They actually offered me this deal. They offered me for Robbie Chasen, who I actually would think about giving up straight up for Garrett Whitlock, but we have a surplus of first basemen, so I thought to get off of one, Tyler Miller, and we can trade Omar De Los Santos. He was a spring training standout for us a couple years ago, but since then, he's done a whole lot of nothing. And just like that, Garrett Whitlock becomes our highest overall starting pitcher. This was perfect timing as Tyler Alexander is about to salvage his season. Sadly, we can't option down Owen White, but what I can do is send Fujinami down. He had a sub-4 ERA again this year, but this is what we're going to have to do. And Justin Patton's having a weak year. We're going to send him down, but he could find his way back up. And just like that, we've slightly revitalized our pitching rotation. We're 16-47 right now. I'll see you guys at the draft. And just as we were surging, Martin Joseph tears his calf for 1 to 2 months. I think that means it's time to call up David Jung. 322 in AAA this season. We're not looking too good leading up to the draft. It's been a down year for this team. Martin Joseph tore his calf pretty early in the season, but Valenzuela putting up great numbers leading off. I know center field's competitive, but I'd be surprised if he's not our all-star. Garrett Howe is a new addition. He's batting very well. Ty France's numbers leave room to be desired. And Ryan Ward leads the team with 12 home runs. But this is where the averages dip off. Vukovic. Hicks actually having an alright season. David Jung was just recently brought up. Same with Martorella because Manzo was just so bad I didn't want to ruin him. And I'd be surprised if Nick Kurtz is on the Major League roster next season. Senzatella actually better than I expected. Owen White was having a bad season, so he's coming out of the bullpen. And Hunter Barco and Justin Patton are interesting options. In this draft, our main focus is going to be on pitching. This guy, Juan Villarreal, looks like a stud. And if he's off the board, which he'll probably be off the board, I'll be looking at Jack Fox and Raul Ozuna. Guys we're going to be looking for in the second round, Lamar Roth, Joey Knowles, and Ray Cisneros. Tim Matlock's also an option. There are a lot of options. There goes the pitcher we wanted, of course. Raul Ozuna and Jack Fox both off of the board. I guess we're going Enrique Sanchez. They were really hating on him in the draft process. We'll probably pick up a younger starter in maybe the third round. So Enrique Sanchez, welcome to the bunch. We're up at 35. Hoyt Bolich looks intriguing. Joey Knowles is still around. And Ray Cisneros, I say we take pitcher right here. And I really like the sound of Hoyt Bolich. On the board at 44, I'm just not sure if Ray Cisneros is going to make it to our next pick. Got Joey Knowles still there. The right fielder went. I doubt that Ray Cisneros is going to make it to our next pick. Because we're drafting Joey Knowles. And both of the center fielders are gone. I knew it was going to happen. Oh, we drafted Tom Hu. I guess I'm drafting this pitcher. It's going to be a full pitcher draft. We have one more pick at 172. One of these relief pitchers will be there, hopefully. We're taking Hobson. We're going to close it out with Lee Park, third baseman. I don't feel like that was a good draft. Okay, so Lee Park didn't want to sign. That's going to make the draft haul even worse. Time to view the draft picks. What a haul this year. What a haul. What a haul. Oliver Hobson, 53 potential. Might be the lowest I've ever seen. 2 guys over 70 potential. Sanchez might be alright. No stamina on him at all. Hoyt Bolich has a lingering injury that's going to hurt him his whole career. Daniel Vina could be something eventually. We can't afford any more disappointing drafts. Next year I'm really going to amp up the scouting department. I called Carmen Alonso out for September and he did not disappoint. 309 average, 2 home runs, only 68 at-bats. And he's looking pretty good. He's only 18, but he's probably going to be up here next year. We had in this season 53 and 109. We really took a step back. This season was definitely shocking, but next year I think we're going to shock a lot of people. We had a lot of talent in the minors this year, like Hunter Barco, who's up to a 75. Carmen Alonso, who's up to a 76. John Patton has been good for us. He's up to a 74. David Jung performed. He was only up for half the year. Bruce Gardner really took a step up in the minors. And I'm really excited for Raul Lopez. His development's going pretty good, and I'm pretty sure he was the #1 draft prospect. He's a switch power bat. I'd like to keep him in the minors for maybe one more year, because Carmen Alonso is definitely going to be up. Ryan Ward could potentially stick around. And Trey Morgan improved. He had a productive year. He'll probably be up. Ryan Ward had 16 home runs. I'm sure he led the team. Look at these putrid stats. To be fair, Martin Joseph was injured. Garrett Howe is pretty good at 269. Martin Joseph, not the best season for him, but the power's getting up. And Steve Manzo was just all over the place. Really not a good year for him. I think in the Rule 5 draft, the biggest thing I'm going to focus on is getting another real starter, because we can compete next year. Owen White got his ERA down. I like to see that. Hunter Barco's going to be around. John Patton will be in the mix. We might bring back Tyler Wells. We got a lot of guys in the mix. We actually have a surplus of relief pitchers. But that's what the Rule 5 draft's going to do for you. We could also use a third baseman, because Ty France had a terrible season. And I don't know if Bruce Gardner's ready just yet. We could also do something like moving Ryan Ward over to third. And the outfield does leave a lot to be desired. Even though these rankings don't show it, we're definitely starting to build some good depth on this team. If you guys enjoyed this video and want to see the next 3 seasons, let me know in the comments below. I'm having a really fun time doing this, so I hope you guys have a fun time watching it, and I'll definitely push out more videos. Let me know you made it this far by liking the video and commenting your favorite player on the team down below. I think we've done a good job today setting the building blocks for a winning organization. I definitely want to continue this series. So like, subscribe, and I will see you guys later.